Hey everyone, it's Summer with AstariaSen, and if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. I talk about fairy, tarot, I do hashtags and VRs to other people in the tarot witchy community, and I'm a creative artist. So if you're interested in any of that, please subscribe, and I look forward to more videos with you. So today, we are doing the hashtag from the Hermit, Simon over at the Hermits Cave, which I will leave a link down in the description if you would like to go watch his video. And the hashtag he created it sounds really fun. It's like, it's an A to Z questionnaire kind of thing. So it's hashtag tarot tubers A to Z. So I'm really looking forward to doing this. I got all my stuff ready in front of me, and I'm really excited about this. Like, I don't always know what to say when people are like, well, do a VR to this. So it's really great that he gives you like little prompts. And so each letter has a prompt. So we'll go ahead and start. And hopefully you will find it somewhat amusing. But he's got some interesting things in here. If you haven't seen his video yet, you totally should. It's very entertaining. But I really like Simon down at the Hermits Cave, and there's a lot of other YouTubers who are doing this hashtag too, so I'm looking forward to going and watching other people's YouTubers and hopefully finding some new people to follow and entertain myself with. Alright, so the first one is A, which stands for age. I am 38. Yes, 38. My daughter has claimed I'm 40 this year, but that's not true. She actually sent me a text message on my birthday and said, so how does it feel to be 40? It's like, I'm not. Sorry, kiddo. She thinks that I should be like afraid of turning 40 or something, but I'm really not afraid of it. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with getting older, really. I mean, I don't want to die anytime soon, and getting older implies that eventually that's going to happen, right? But I mean, as far as the age is, you're only as old as you really feel, I think. So it doesn't really bother me that I'm going to be 40 in another year or two. It doesn't bother me at all. All right, so B is favorite book. So I know that I like a lot of books. I'm an author. I was writing. I haven't written anything in over a year. But I have a lot of likes where books are concerned, literary and poetry and older fiction like Jane Austen and stuff like that. But my favorite book is a paranormal romance by Kresley Cole, and it's Lothar. And this book is about a vampire, but he's unique. Like it's, you know, it's a true love kind of thing, like you're supposed to find your mate kind of thing, but it's he's finding it in a person who's a human, and a goddess has like taken over the human's body, and he thinks he's supposed to be with this goddess. Well, he ends up turning the human, okay? So she turns into a vampire. And I won't tell everybody all the details because I don't want to spoil all the stuff. I mean, this is a thick book. There's a lot in here, and Kresley Cole is an amazing author. Like, the way she strings words together is fantastic. You just get absorbed in it. So if you like paranormal romance, check her out. But anyways, the parts what made this book my favorite, and it's going to get a little detailed here, but what made this book my favorite is that there's a section in here, and I'm not saying it exactly right. Like, I can't say it unless I'm reading it out of here the way that she put it. But basically the whole idea is like vampires in her world have two hearts, okay? And of course there's rejuvenation, and there's the undying thing and whatnot and stuff like that. But when he turns her into a vampire, like later on, they get in a fight and they're not together and stuff like that. And he sends her one of his hearts through the mail in a box to her work. And her response is she chops off her middle finger and sends it back to him. Which, you know, that immediately got me, and I knew that I'd love this book forever. But her stories, like, that's what I like about Kresley Cole, is it's reality. She's not just making it happily ever after. She's like talking about how real relationships have problems, and you have to work through those problems in order for anything to work out. She's not pretending like it's all hunky-dory just because, you know, somebody saves the day or something like that. Like, her characters have to work for their relationships, and I really like that about Cressley Cole. I really, really do. All right, I rant over. All right, career wanted and career actually had for C. So when I was in 5th grade, I knew that I wanted to be an author. By the time I was in high school, I just worked fast food, and then my plans changed and I wanted to be a mom. So then I was a mom. And then after I got divorced, plans changed again and I went back to being an author. So I did do my job as an author, but I also was an editor. And I went to school, I went to college, I got a bachelor's degree, and I did it for editing. So I was an author, I made USA Today bestseller, and then migraines happened, so I had to change careers. So the career I do now is in polymer clay. So I create polymer clay pieces. That's what I do. This is a fairy house little jar one. And I create figurines like this one. And yeah, so that's what I do now. I've been doing it for a few years. I just like took it seriously this last year. So 2019 is when I really started building a business out of it. So that's what I do now. So basically still in the artistry realm. I would not have believed you if you would have told me that in 5th grade I would be sculpting because I can't draw and sculpting's never been a thing for me, but it just happened and I never realized I'd be any good at it. So here I am. All right. E, essential item. That would be my glasses. I cannot do anything without my glasses because I'm basically blind out of this eye. I have no peripheral vision and I can't see anything without them. I can't read. I can't do hardly anything without them. And even with my glasses on, I can't see that well. So my glasses are pretty much my essential item. I couldn't live without them. Well, at least I don't feel like I could. So, my favorite, F is for favorite RWS deck. So I'm not a huge fan of RWS in general. I don't like the art and stuff like that. So I don't have a lot of like traditional RWS decks, the Rider-Waite-Smith. But I do have the Ethereal Visions, which is very Rider-Waite. But I like this one because it has a little pizzazz to it, and I'm pretty sure that most of you have seen these cards. But I'm not a big gold fan, but I do like that it is different than normal, the straight up RWS, Rider-Waite-Smith style cards. So yeah, I do. I think it's much prettier. And it keeps my attention longer. I think I've only done like one reading with it though, because I'm just really not a big traditional RWS fan in general. I like my non-traditional stuff and I like my fae. Sorry. Fae's my thing, guys. It just is. Did you expect anything less from me? Really? If you've been in my channel for like any length of time, you know fairy is my go-to. So gold or silver, I just answered that. I don't really like gold, so I'm choosing silver. I prefer silver over just about anything. Let's see, height. I am 4'10". Yep, true story. Legally considered a midget? Yeah, legally. But I don't ever do anything with it. I mean, I don't feel like I'm a midget. People are just taller than me and it works out. And I don't mind being short. Like, I don't run into cupboards. I can duck under people's arms and just keep going. There's a lot of positives to being short. There's some negatives. Like sometimes it's my other half likes really big cars, like lifted cars, and sometimes the lifted cars I have to like literally like climb into, like I'm climbing into a tree or something. So yeah. So I mean, there's downsides, but everybody thinks it's pretty much funny, including me. Let's see. I is for ideal day. Ideal day. that's really hard for me. There's a lot of things that could make my day ideal. I really have a good life, and I live the way that I want to live, and I don't have a lot of regrets in any way, shape, or form. So my ideal day is almost every day of my life right now. But I guess if I had to choose something specific, ideally, it would be having my kids home with me, because one of them has moved out of the house. Having my kids home with me, and my significant other with me, and all the animals with me, and sitting around playing board games, having a good time, eating a good dinner, and just enjoying the day. Like maybe even going out to the falls up on the mountain if it's nice. I would prefer a warm day because I like the warmth. So I guess for me it'd be like going out exploring the falls with my family, coming home and, maybe having a picnic out there, coming home and having a good dinner and doing, games, board games and stuff like that, laughing and enjoying each other's company without fights, without, a bunch of disagreement or anything like that. So I guess that would be my ideal day because I'm really family orientated. All right, so J is for joke. I'm not good at these. I don't even get most of them. And so I was thinking about it and I was trying to decide, like, what could I even do as a joke? I remember being a little kid and I liked knock-knock jokes. And as a teenager, I did sign up for like joke sites. Like you used to be able to get jokes via newsletters. I think you still can, but I don't know anymore. I don't really do that anymore. But joke-wise, so there's only one that I really remember from anywhere, because I'm just not really a big joke kind of person. I mean, I can joke with people in general, but to tell jokes specifically, I'm not super good at. So I'm going to do my best to tell you the one that I know, or at least the one I remember the most. And I know that I don't have all of the pieces right, but I should have it right enough that at the end, it'll be entertaining. I hope, because I'm getting ready to kind of just maybe embarrass myself a tiny bit. All right, so there was a guy driving down a road, and it was just like a bunch of land, and sparsely in between would be like houses, like 50 miles apart kind of thing. And he gets a flat tire, and it starts raining. And there is a wheat field right beside him. And so he decides he's going to go try to find the house that belongs to that wheat field. So he goes through the wheat field and he's searching for the house, and he's been trucking through the mud. He's dripping wet, completely just not in a good way. And his tire is completely flat. He doesn't really know what he's going to do. And this is, of course, before cell phones. So he finally gets to the farmhouse and he knocks on the door. There's only like one light on. And a male answers and he says, "Do you have a phone I can use because I have a flat tire?" And the man says, "Well, not really. We don't really have a phone." And he goes, "Okay, can I just come in and dry off?" And the man goes, "Yeah, sure. Why don't you go ahead and just stay for the night? And then in the morning, maybe one of our neighbors or something like that down the way has a phone that you can use when it's not raining out and stuff like that." And the guy goes, "Okay, yeah, I can stay here for the night. I could take the couch or something like that." And the farmer goes, "Well, we do have a spare room. It's up the stairs." He goes, "But I also have a daughter. And if you touch my daughter, I'm going to shoot you. So don't come down after everybody's in bed. You just stay in your room." And the guy is like, "All right, I can do that. No big deal." He's not really interested anyways. So he goes up the stairs and everybody's going to bed and everything else. And he'd forgotten to use the bathroom before he goes upstairs. So he's waiting in the room and he's like, "Oh, I'll just hold it." And he goes to sleep a little bit. Well, he's woken up and he really has to use the bathroom. So he opens the door real carefully. It doesn't squeak or anything. And he thinks, okay, this should be all right. It's not a big deal. Everybody's asleep. Nobody should really know that I've left my room, right? So then he goes down. He goes like 2 or 3 steps down the stairs and it squeaks and it kind of freaks him out. So he goes back to his room. And he waits another 5 minutes and he's just really got to go. He just has to go. And so he decides that he's just going to run past the squeaking stairs, and the bathroom's just down the hall, so he can get there. So he runs past the squeaking stairs and he gets to the end of the stairs when suddenly the farmer's daughter jumps out and says, "Guess what I can do with my juicy lips and long fingernails?" The guy freaks out, runs back up the stairs, and shuts the door. Doesn't want anything to do with this. He knows it's the daughter. He doesn't want anything to do with the daughter. He doesn't want the farmer to shoot him and all this other stuff. He waits up there for like 30 minutes and he's just pacing back and forth, trying to hold it in and everything else. And when he just knows he can't hold it anymore, he's like, all right, I'm just going to run past the stairs and I'm going to run past the girl. I'm going to go to the bathroom and then I'm going to run back, right? And so he goes down past the stairs and he goes to go run past the girl and she jumps out. "Guess what I can do with my juicy lips and long fingernails?" And he decides that he's not going to get past her. So he looks at her and he goes, "What?" And she goes, I heard that when I was a little kid, and I don't know why I thought it was so funny all the time. Like, I used to tell my friends that. And I still find it amusing. I'm totally amused by that joke, you know, because you think it might be something dirty and it's not. All right, so next up is K is for kids. I have 2 kids, 2 human kids, and I have 3 fur kids. I have 2 cats, or 2 dogs and a cat. I have a mutt mix of a mastiff, so he's pretty big. He's a big dog, but he thinks he's a lap dog. My cat is a mixture too, but she's like 10 years old now and she's always in my lap. She loves being with me. And she loves it when we turn the water on in the faucet in the bathroom. And she will meow at us until we do it. And then my other fur baby is a purebred mini Australian Shepherd who's not very mini. He was the runt, literally the smallest dog ever. And because he grew up around big dogs, he got bigger. He's bigger than all of his brothers and sisters in that litter. It's crazy. And then my daughters. I have an 18-year-old who's pregnant, and so I'm expecting my first grandbaby in April. And I have a 16-year-old who still lives here at the house with me, both girls. Yeah, so that's my kids. Let's see. L is living arrangements. So my living arrangement, I live with my significant other, my boyfriend. We're technically engaged, but don't plan on getting married. We've been together for 10 years this April, and we've lived together for about 9 years of it. So we live in a house. It's a nice house. It's 2 stories. We have some land we're going to be moving out to when my second daughter turns 18. We'll be moving outside of the city onto some land and in a tiny home. So that should be interesting. Yeah, living arrangement's good. He does pipeline work, so he has a good job. All right, M is for Marseille deck and favorite. I do not own a Marseille deck. I've never used a Marseille deck, and I have no idea really what Marseille deck is even about. So I'll have to pass on that one. I've talked to people about it, but really I don't think I'm that interested in Marseille. I mean, it could change down the road, but for now I don't have a favorite Marseille deck because I don't own a Marseille deck and I've never used a Marseille deck and I don't know nothing about Marseille decks. All right, so next is N is for nicknames. So I've had a lot of nicknames over the years. My family, like my uncles and my grandfather and stuff like that, used to call me Little Bit because I was so tiny. I was like 4 pounds, 6 ounces when I was born. Like I fit in the palm of my dad's hand. So everybody called me Little Bit for a long time. My mom called me Pookie when I was really little too. As I got older, in school, like I think the end of junior high, beginning of high school, my friends gave me the nickname Mighty Mouse because I am tiny and mighty. So that stuck for quite a few years. And then that's pretty much it. I don't really have any other nicknames. It's the only one I really have. Let's see. O is for Oracle. Yay, I like this one. Okay, so Oracle, my favorite Oracle is currently the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. I really like this Oracle. I actually have 2 of these decks, 2 of the same decks. The one is for like my altar work and personal use, and the other one is like if I want to read for other people or take it somewhere with me or something like that. the one that I have that's for personal use, I actually traded a good friend for, and I use it. I pull it every single time I do a new altar. Excuse me. I pull it every single time I do a new altar, so I always have a fairy card sitting on my fairy altar that I revert back to throughout the month and like meditate on and stuff like that. But that deck is actually missing one card from it and didn't come with a book. It was just the deck. So I ended up getting the second one because it had the whole set plus the book, and I figured that's the one that I could read out of. And I love this book. This Oracle book for the Fae is fantastic. But I'm a huge Brian Froud fan. Like that's, yeah. Brian Froud is my go-to guy for fairies. Well, one of them anyways. There's a lot of fairy art that I really, really like. A lot of them. You know, Amy Brown and A. Thomas, stuff like that. But he's got a good deck. He does. All right, so P is for passion. What am I passionate about? I am passionate about a whole lot of things. I am extremely passionate about my family. I don't like it when people mess with them. I am passionate about my art. I really love what I do. I like writing. I like being artistic and the artistic hobbies that go with it. I'm really passionate about life in general. Like the passion is just there and just about everything. I love living life. I really love it. And I think my passion shows through my art, my clay figurines and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my passion, family and art. My favorite quote. So I went through a lot of quotes trying to decide which one I liked the best because I'm an author, so there are a ton of other people's quotes that I love, totally love. So I decided on Helen Keller, a quote from Helen Keller, and I wrote it down. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Because I am in that place right now in my life, so I feel like that quote resonates with me the most, which is why it's my favorite currently. Because I believe magic is everywhere. There's fae magic, and we're only going to see it if we choose to believe it, you know? So, I don't know. I feel it in my heart, and I think that quote goes well with me, so my place in life. All right, so R is for relationship status. Kind of talked about this already. I am engaged, have been for about 9 years, but we've been together for 10 years, and he's my significant other. I don't ever plan on leaving him. I pretty much plan to spend the rest of my life with him, married or not. We'll just be together forever. He actually told me that if I die first, we're having a Viking funeral because he likes Vikings. Like, he's a big he's history buff, loves history and stuff like that. And he's doesn't want to live without me, so he tells me that if I die first, then he's gonna kill all the animals and lay them around us and have all our belongings around us and set it all on fire. And I'm like, what? I told him, I was like, if you die first, I can't do that. I kind of want to live for a while. I was like, I may not get with anybody else, but I kind of still want to live for a while. I mean, it's sweet in a weird way, I guess. All right, S is for season. I love summertime. I do. I like the heat. I like all the stuff I can do during the summer. I like swimming. I like camping. I love the summer. I love the sun and how it's out for so long, you know, till like 9 o'clock at night, and it's out really early in the morning. And I just like it. I like being warm, and I like sunbathing, and I like having the light all the time because I don't really like the darkness so much. T is for tarot. The first tarot I got and the last tarot I got. Okay, so the very first tarot I ever got was over 10 years ago, but I've only actually been reading tarot for about a year. But I actually got the deck 10 years ago from a friend, and it is the Amy Brown Fairy Wisdom deck. She has since redid this. I have the newer version, but this is the one I first got, the very first one I ever got. And it's more of like, it's not like a tarot deck. It's more like an oracle deck because there's only like 40 cards. But that's the first one I ever got. And the last one I got is the Chrysalis Tarot. This one I got secondhand at a shop here in town that does secondhand tarot decks. And I didn't know that I wanted this. Like I was looking for like another Fae style deck. And this one surprisingly has a lot of Fae energy in it. It's a really pretty deck. I was very, very impressed. Like super impressed with this deck. And so yeah, I just got this one yesterday. I did. I was going to see, I didn't take out like, there's a fairy. It's one of the Fae in here. Oh yeah, here she is. This is the one that like, this is one of the cards that really made me want to buy it. And I have a walkthrough coming on this deck. And then here's the second card that sealed the deal. Like, this sealed it for me. Like, oh, it's my deck. So I'm really excited to use it. I've just saged it. I've just cleansed it. I haven't actually like used it yet, but this is the last one I got, and I got it yesterday. Let's see. U is for upset. What upsets you most? Oh, that's hard. I think what upsets me most, I'm a really passive person. I don't like jumping into things. I don't like getting in the middle of drama. I don't like drama around or anything like that. But I think what really upsets me is when people mess with my children in any way. My daughter's 18 and recently somebody messed with her and I just like grew mama bear claws and like, you know? So I think when people mess with my children, that's probably what upsets me most because I don't like it when somebody is doing something harmful to people that I love. So yeah, that's really important to me. And I consider my animals my children too. So, you know, if you're going to harm one of my animals, mama bear's coming out again. It's going to happen. But yeah, so I think that's what upsets me most. It's just people messing with kids. It really bothers me a whole lot. Let's see. V is for vlog. Which are you most proud of and which is the most popular? Well, I don't know. Do I vlog? Is that what YouTube really is? Like, is this vlogging right now? I mean, like, isn't vlogging where you like take people somewhere and show off all your stuff? I'm not really sure. I don't really know what vlogging is. I'm just going to assume. So if you want to know like what the top video is on my channel, I think it's the last hashtag I did by Simon, the 10 unusual things about me. It's like a minute long or something like that. I'll put it up here in the cards. But and honestly, I kind of think that one's my favorite too, because I had a lot of fun doing that one. I know it's super short, but it's one of those things like I liked doing the unusual stuff and I liked, you know, being myself without feeling like I couldn't be. And it was really fast, it was really easy, it was creative, and it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed watching other people's videos on the 10 unusual things about me. And so yeah, I think that one's my favorite, and if that's considered a vlog, then that's my favorite vlog, and I'm pretty sure that's my most viewed vlog too. All right, W is for weakness. My weakness, well, physically my weakness is my eyes. I can't see, but otherwise, candy. I have a sweet tooth that is so bad. It is so bad. And crafts. I think I have a weakness for crafts. I like collecting craft stuff just as much as I like making craft stuff. So there's 3 weaknesses, you know? Yeah, 3 weaknesses. The worst one though is my sight, obviously, and my favorite one is the hobbies. The crafting stuff. I have like a whole downstairs of crafting stuff, and not all of it's done. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I might have a problem. Okay, X is for X-rated. Tell us something naughty you've done, but I'm not really going to tell you like details. Oh dear. Okay, something naughty I've done. I used to party a lot at the bars. I haven't done that in a very, very long time because I have some issues with my stomach that just doesn't allow me to. But I used to go with one of my best friends. We've been best friends since like 3rd grade. And she's like tall redhead. We're not super good friends anymore. We talk to each other occasionally, but we used to go to the bar together. And I went to a bar and it had like a dance floor and everything else. And yeah, I got kicked out for dancing dirty on her. like actually straddling the chair and dirty dancing. And people were like lining up, guys were lining up and like throwing dollar bills at us. No clothes were coming off, but I did get kicked out. But I've told people that before, so maybe I should find something that I haven't told anybody. I've never been skinny dipping, so let's see. X-rated. Does writing X-rated material about elves and shapeshifters and stuff like that count? Because I write a lot of erotica. I'd read you some, but I'm pretty sure that's inappropriate. I don't know. I've done a lot of stuff in my life. I've never done anything like super, super bad, like so bad I'm embarrassed by it, or it's so X-rated I can't. I don't know. I've never really done anything like that. I am kinky. I like reading about BDSM and stuff like that, but I mean, otherwise, there's really just not much. I don't know. I don't know that I consider a lot of stuff X-rated. All right. Why is Yesteryear your favorite year so far, and why? I don't really have a favorite year. Mainly because I like my life. I like my past life. I mean, it hasn't all been good or anything like that, but it's all made me who I am. I don't have a favorite year. I have favorite parts in years, and last year was a super good year for the most part for me, and this year is starting out really good for me, other than being sick for a couple of weeks. But I mean, I don't really have like a favorite year. I don't really look back often, not unless I need to for something. So I guess if I have to choose a year, it'd be 2019 for now. All right, Z is Zen. What do you do to relax and stay calm? I like hobbies. I like my crafts. They help me stay calm, and I like reading. But sometimes if I'm super, super upset and I just can't deal with it, I just watch TV because my brain needs to stop thinking. And if I'm very upset, very angry or anything like that, it's a lot easier to turn on a favorite show or a favorite movie that I really like and just sit there and watch it to give my brain a break. If I'm just doing Zen stuff, like I've had like a long day and I'm tired, but I'm not super tired, but I'm trying to calm myself down from the whole day or something like that, I do like doing my altar stuff, and I like coloring a lot. I like coloring. That's actually how I quit smoking, is coloring. All right, so that's what I have. That is A to Z, Tarot Tubers A to Z hashtag. And if you stayed with me this long, thank you so much. I hope I entertained you and did not waste your time. If you are seeing this after the premiere, because I'm going to do this as a premiere, then please just leave me a comment. If you're doing it, let me know. I will go watch yours. I would have a blast doing that. All right. You guys have a very awesome day.